So please meet with the round of applause the charismatic, beautiful Yevgenia Klepa, the director of 1991 Open Data Incubator, and the operational manager of Eastern Europe Foundation, Pavlo Radchenko. A round of applause, dear friends. Thank you, Andrei, and we greet you here. So, for today, really, we have been waiting for this moment for a long time, because during those 4 months of work, our startups, our delicious startups, are finally presenting the results. But it was a very long way. We've got a huge number of applications which we all were detailing in details, looking through it, finding the grain of genius. And we conducted Skype interviews, and the majority of those grains were just leaving. 24 teams which we selected had a very intense weekend where they could present their ideas at the first time in front of the jury. We'll remind you that we've got 10 cool finalists with whom you will soon get acquainted personally. So I do remind you that in 4 months of the incubation program, they have been working with their mentors, experts, and they were improving their solutions as much as they could to be attractive for you, their potential clients and customers. So now we are even a step closer to get to know who the winners are. We'll get acquainted with our super jury first. The first is the representative of USAID Ukraine, Maxim Darkin. William Turner, the UK Embassy in Ukraine. Oleksiy Vyskup, the first deputy on digital transformation of Ukraine. Viktor Lach, the president of the Eastern Europe Foundation. Denis Gursky, the co-founder of 1991 Open Data Incubator. Oleksiy Ivankin, the founder of Open Data Bot. Andrei Borovik, the executive director of Transparency International Ukraine. And Katerina Onilyogvu, the head of the direction of Open Data of Tapas project. So, for us to be at the same page, I will remind you that our startups have only 3 minutes for each presentation. And for them, we shall have a very pleasant and warm atmosphere. But unfortunately, you won't be able to ask the questions which, after the presentations, when the jury will calculate the scores, you will be able to communicate with them personally. So far, no Q&A sessions, sorry. So now let's come to the most expected part, right? Yes, so now I do invite to this stage Dmytro Sergeyev, who will present the project of City Board Nazar.
Доброго дня.
Good day. More than 80% of all of the calls for the hotline are connected to the residential services. I guess everyone has been to the situation when your lights or water supply is being turned off, and you can call to your services in this situation, but it's much easier if you will receive Viber or Telegram notification for that. This is the very first chatbot Nazar that is going to be combining all of the data from all of the main services. Now that it's going to be working in 3 Messenger, you can join bots for once. You identify the address that's going to be followed, and you will receive notification based on your address. Bot sends you the automatic notifications on the plans on renovating of the city communications. You can give the request for any kind of emergency that happened, or you can ask the question to your residential managers. This really helps to mitigate the pressure on the services, on the hotline services, and really help you to maintain the civil control. What are the main benefits? Innovativeness and speed. We're using 7 registers of open data, the administrative territorial registers, and all of the open data. Also, we will generate in 137 data sets that are already being used by the cities in their managerial solutions. We created 2 services of civil control on illegal construction and illegal chopping down trees. Currently, Based on the results of September, we have notified more than 1,000 residents. On the public hearings, we have processed 62 requests of the citizens. On the illegal chopping down of the trees, we had four official requests on checking out the violations that are going. All of the notifiers are going to be notified. Also, we are conducting the illegal placing of the kiosks. Before the project has been working for 5 months. We have already 11,000 users, and we already set a contract with Mariupol. For the time of our approbation, we have almost 160,000 users, and we already joined by 4 cities, and we created the anti-corruptional tools. We would like to go to profit by the end of the year and to connect 16 cities. We need $24,000 for meeting our goals. Our business model, we're going to have the package solutions for the municipalities, and we're going to have the fee-based subscription for the people, for the residents and businesses. Our team has all of the needed experiences and knowledge in implementing the residential services projects. Currently, every hryvnia that has been invested into this project means 6 hryvnias to the cities, and our loyalty index NPS is 65. These are our contacts. Thank you for your attention. Thank you. So we have started, we have set the start, and it's very good. So our next project, please welcome Eco Homes Startup and Alexander Koval. Please, Sasha, you're welcome. Good day. My name is Alexander Koval, and I'm pleased today to present you with our project, the Eco Homes, project that shows you how the $5 billion are being spent every year and why it might be 50. So the ecological tax is a very hot topic. We have more than 2,500 different inquiries. The problem is that we do not systematically follow how this costs are being spent, so we have corruptional risks connected to that. Currently, the civil activists manually and mechanically are collecting and combining data. It's not efficient and it takes a lot of time to process. Eco Homes is an automated collection, search and analyzing the data and information. So basically, we can analyze information and compare it automatically. Using the data from the open budget systems, we receive the information how much eco taxes has been paid. With the spending service, we see how they've been spent, and with Prozoro, we can get deepest analysis about that. Thus, we can take a look who pays the eco taxes in what amounts, what regional city collects this money effectively and which not. We can compare this data and analyze and draw conclusions. The same things costing, how they're being spent, who uses these costs efficiently, who does not. For example, Kyiv only spent 80% of something that has been planned. When we started to check what is going on, we have seen one big procurement for about 2.5 million hryvnias that was also for inventarization of the sources of the pollution, but we haven't seen how it has been managed. In 2018, there was just a small procurement of the computer equipment. So when we've started to think about it, we had made a request, and we have seen that the Kyiv City Council just didn't manage to manage this money in time. The same important thing is spreading the information, disseminating the information, providing the training on ecological taxation that we are doing together with our Save Dnipro and Ecology Pravodi organizations. Who can be our clients? The Ministry of Ecology. That can be the civil society organization, the civil activists and journalists. We work on the freemium model. Free of charge, the basic information, more detailed analytics of fee-based. This is our team, Sasha, Dasha, Dima and Miron. Thank you very much for your attention. So let us thank Sashko. There's a lot of taxes he's have to deal with. So please welcome the Eco Viewer team and Marina Griga.
Hello everyone. The life in the cities has the huge amount of advantages, but one disadvantage can spoil all the rest, and it is named the environmental danger. Because if you choose the residence closer to some dangerous object or in the zone of pollution, you are posing a threat for your own health. More than 20 diseases are connected with the ecological problems in the cities, and if before we didn't have the mechanism to choose the safe residence, now we have the Eco Viewer, the service which gives the ecological assessment of the real estate objects. And now you can go to our website and choose any new building in 3 parts of Kiev and soon in the whole city, and to get to know the environmental assessment by 2 main indicators and 6 auxiliary ones. And if you want to get more detailed analytics, you can order our analytical reports and consultations. Our market is 270,000 acquirers of real estate a year, and in a year we are planning to have 10,000 users of our web portal among our target audience. In the base of our service are the open data. We have united the ecological data of the Ministry of Nature, the Ministry of Regional Development, and the data on pollution from the State Statistical Service. And this system of 16 data sets gave us a very precise ecological assessment. Our technology foresees the analysis of open data, the satellite data, the meteorological data, the data of the land eco monitoring stations, and automobile traffic. And this system allows us not only to assess but also to provide the long-term ecological forecast. When we were trying to find the ecological information we faced in the state authorities, we faced the whole line of issues which can include corruption risks. The information sometimes was given with the mistakes, was not full, was not truthful, and sometimes it had some delays and sometimes it wasn't given at all. So we decided to find it with the help of our experience, and we created the EcoViewer bot. This is the chatbot which helps to find the ecological information for the people and to get it from the state authorities. So we decided that the more people know about their rights, the more they know how to use the open data and ecological data, the less is corruption can be found. Now, in the process of incubation, we totally updated our ideas and we came to MVP with them. Now we need investments to grow the technological potential, to go to the market in the beginning of 2020 and to scale it for 3 cities of Ukraine. We are an inspired team of 3 people in the sphere of IT, data analysis and business. We are the experts and we are united by the main thing. We want to create the ecologically safe future for our state. Thank you, Marina. Instantly, just 3 minutes sharp, just on the edge. Okay, we're going on with our very relevant ecological topic, and now I invite to the stage Darina Lukyanenko, who will present the project of Waste Ukraine Analytics. Hello, my name is Darina. Since I began to sort the waste, I'm shocked by the amount of packages which is never processed and which is given, even sometimes imposed, by the producers of the products and supermarkets. Andriy, the leader of our team, has studied ecology since his school, so the environmental problems are really a pain for him. Each of us has our own story, but we are all not indifferent to the waste problem, and we sincerely want to solve it. In Ukraine, 97% of waste is sent to the polygon, and we don't have the data about the rest of the waste, or it's impossible to analyze them. That is why we create the Waste Ukraine Analytics, the informational service which collects all the available data about the waste in one place and demonstrates it in an understandable way. And also this is the matchmaking service to find the partners on the waste processing. Both the generators and the processors of the waste waste have the problem with the accessibility of informations. The processors cannot load their capacities and they need to import the waste abroad, and the generators are not sure in their partners. So communicating with them, we acknowledge that everybody has the lack of civilized platform to find the information and to sign and award the contracts. We created the prototype working with an analytical part of the service, and today we have this wonderful moment when each of you, for the first time in Ukraine, can see the data about the waste in the comprehensive interactive format. You have the link and the QR code. You can use them and watch them now. We are using the data of the Ministry of Nature, the State Statistical Service, are the data from the state portal, and we combine them with the data of our partners. You control Open Data Bot, Inspection Portal, and our plan, the maximum task is to use all the data sets about the waste out of the Decree 835, the existing and the future ones. Of course, it has the anti-corruption effect because we are increasing the awareness of the people about the wastes, and we make the manipulations as complicated as possible when we have the permits issued and the lobbying of the companies during the public procurement. We are consulting with Prozoro team about that. So we are putting those operations from offline to online. We are creating the competitive market, and for the recommendation system we are using the data science algorithms. The analytics will be for free for everyone, and for the business we've got a subscription and additional paid services. So now we have the working prototype with the analytics, but to develop the full functional with a system of selection of partners, integrated APIs, following the wastes and other features, our team needs funding, approximately 700,000 hryvnia. Mostly it will be the development of the product. So get acquainted with our team and let us make this country not a country of polygons, but a country with resources. Thank you, Darina. Thank you that you're trying to make the project which really takes care about our environment. And now I invite Maxim Tarnavsky, who will present the project of Inspect in UA.
Hi everyone. Have you know that among all of the companies that have been inspected this year, 25% of those have had some violations in place? And even more of them knew that the controlling bodies are going to come to them that still weren't able to get prepared. Why did it happen? One of the reasons is that we never had a simple service that would combine all of the needed information in one place and would identify what you have to do and if there's going to be checks and how you would like to not violate any kind of laws. So we created this kind of boat. So using the inspection portal and using the unified register of legal entities and we're creating the complex analysis of who is inspecting, who is inspected, what kind of violations usually are being identified, and what are the consequences of those violations. So what are we doing? We're giving you the list of the documents that all of our controllees bodies are referring to and highlighting the points that you have to take care about. Even in the framework of one point in one article, there are multiple violations that can be identified. So we're finding the violations randomly written using the machine learning. We're grouping those violations, finding what are the common moments with it, and we'll find the main words that can describe it. Based on those descriptions of violations, we're creating the checklists for every specific type of activity. Our target audience is, first of all, the companies who are in the lists of the planned inspections, so we know who are they going to invest and who really need this. So there's also companies and data aggregation. We would like to work on the freemium basis, anti-corruption impact. First of all, we're increasing the awareness of the businesses. Another following impact: if during the inspection there will be some of the illegal actions of the inspector identified, we will help you to file the complaint, and based on the analysis we can find the inspector who will have the most of the complaints filed. The roadmap. So we started with an idea when we joined the project. Now we have a prototype in place. We already have the analytical works done, and we need to just fulfill it in the full working service. The needed resources, we need $18,000. The team that we have, this is me, Maxim, that I'm basically doing with the machine learning for 2 years already, and Sergey, who has experience in finances, communication, and management. Support us. Thank you. Okay, so in order to maybe to hold intrigue a little bit, I would like to share a little bit with you. How do you believe? What are the main top 5 topics were the leaders among the finalists, among the main applicants? So, okay, you already understood that ecological topic was very interesting, but what are your options? What were the other applicants? What were the most popular topics to apply? The registers, like registers is the main topic for the project? No. But actually, most of the projects, of course, they had the ideas for the anti-corruptional solutions. But one of the very relevant topics was the legal tech projects, agri-tech projects, and one of those agri-tech projects is about to be presented to you. So I would like to invite the AgriPortex Bio and Dmytro Tatarenko, the founder of this project. Please welcome. That's my son. That's my son. He's 8 years old. By the way, through the time of incubation, he grew up already. He came up to me once and he said, "Dad, I know what you're doing. You're helping the farmers. You're helping the organic farmers." Who are those farmers? Those are the ones who do not trick us and do not harm our health. And I've asked him to make a sample. For example, the apple juice. This apple juice might not be made out not of the real juice, but if the juice is unnatural, then the farmers are unnatural. He was right, but he actually meant the organic farmship. The organic farmers that we have met first when we have been in a national expedition. We were filming the everyday work of Ukrainian farmers. We were filming their success stories, and we're trying to notify how the agriculture evolutionized in Ukraine. And we face another problem that all of those farmers face. They all would like to sell, but they have no idea how to do that directly. And this is just one of the obstacles, one of the barriers before they get to the market, to the agricultural market, the market with a high level of corruption. When now we already have a very low level to trust to the documents of our operators by the international partners. And as a consequence, we already do not have the Ministry of Agricultural Policy. It has been taken down. And you know what was the main reason for that? Corruption. This is the way how the transparent market has to look like at the local and the global point of view. And today it's already the reality with the help of our mobile app. Everyone who would like to participate in our system, they're going to be checked according to the registers of open data. And the validity of the certification has been approved by the certifying bodies. Not a single covered subscription, a very transparent model with annual subscription. We started by the end of the last year, and throughout the incubation period, we already have been successful in domestic market and international market. We created bots. We had an information campaign. We know where to go forward. This is our incubation in numbers, and this is just the beta version. And it was all possible because of the ambitions and competences of our young team. The team that are the specialists from many different directions, from marketing to agricultural training. The team that have already been supported by 2 angel investors. But we're looking for additional investments in order to reach the goals that we are aiming for as fast as possible, and to broaden the opportunity of our producers at the international markets. Organic production in Ukraine is not that much about the nation's health. Organics for Ukraine is one of the main priorities and potential interesting direction for the further development. Development of the organic sphere will create the image of the country overall. AgriPortex Bio B2B marketplace for direct communication at the local and global markets. Thank you for your attention. Thank you, Dmytro. And while we're waiting for the next participants to join us at this stage, couple just like facts about Open Data Challenge. This year, throughout all of the projects that have been signed up to us, we have noticed that half of the projects were just the ideas. Half of the projects were already in development, and 20% of those were already functioning. And out of all of those projects, we had the web pages, mobile apps, and many different services presented. And one of those mobile apps is about to be presented to you by Maria Sievers. She's about to present the DuckTest project.
But she will present it in a second because we have some technical complications. Everybody wants to sing the song? Katya, I don't have the voice, I'm sick a bit. Oh, you will be a singer. Okay, come up to the stage, we'll sing as a duo. Almost. No, unfortunately, not a single person knows how to sing, and the jokes about open data are not funny anymore, so let's wait. We're ready. Hooray! Maria Severs, DuckTest project. Hello everyone, my name is Maria, so I'm presenting the innovative service of DuckTest. Is it safe to eat? In fact, almost half of the products in Ukraine are counterfeit and false. Why? Because we bring all of the food products to Ukraine. The customs office wants to see the report of the state laboratory for lab for safety. But instead of their expertise, the corruptioner takes the bribe. And the unfair entrepreneur formally has the report that the product is totally safe. What about the people? The majority take care about that, but still only 6%, because they distrust the state, they give the complaints to the state authorities and the controlling authorities. Thus, it influences the health, the market of the food products, the expenses of the budget and the losses. DuckTest counteracts such corruption. We take the open data of the consumer service, the Ministry of Healthcare, the customs service, the barcodes of the food products, the complaints of the consumers, and we have the acting instrument, the tool to stimulate the state to protect the healthcare of the citizens. With the help of the DuckTest, the people can find the low-quality products, to give the request for the result of the lab research, to follow whether it's working, and to send the complaint for the product. The independent expertise allows to control the state authorities and to counteract corruption. Besides that, we generate the data, the register of the lab research and the rating of products and producers. How is it working? You scan the barcode, you get the information about the ingredients of the product, you can see its test, you can send out and follow the complaint on this goods, and also to choose the best product in the category you need. The mobile app and our innovativeness is that we have united the functions of our competitors in the one Windows shop, and we added some of the unique options. Our channels of monetization are the business option for the shopping networks and malls and the producers, and premium packages for the usual consumers, which get the bonuses for the active participants and use. We already have the chatbot, the base of 200,000 products, and we have developed the architecture of the mobile app. Our partners are the consumer service, the trade chamber and the chamber of commerce, and the networks of supermarkets. To launch, we need 765,000 hryvnia, and then next year we will be able to choose the safe products. This is guaranteed by the knowledge and the experience of work of our team with the open data of the state authorities, of the shopping networks and the society. So we, the DuckTest, so choose the safe products and be healthy. Thank you. Thank you, Maria. Well, I don't know whether you had enough time to download the app or at least to look and to test the chatbot now, but something should be done. So while you are starting this case from DuckTest, we'll see now at this stage a different project that is its representative, a very interesting one. Let us spoiler a bit. This is the project which has lots of people involved, lots of organizations engaged, and consists as a puzzle out of all of them. You will understand why now and what problem and issue they have faced. So meet at this stage Daria Korba and the project of the Map of Renovations. Hello everyone, my name is Dasha and this is the project of the Map of Renovations, the interactive map of the abandoned buildings of the city. So what are those abandoned buildings? This is the cultural value, our history with you, and just a cool space in the center of the city. According to the official data, in Shevchenko part of the city we have 25 buildings abandoned, but in real life there is 166 of them. According to the classical scheme, the building is first privatized, then they get rid of the status, then they can burn it, they can demolish it to build something modern. Just 4 historical buildings were demolished during the challenge only. Who could prevent it? The business, the activists, the authorities, the architects, but all of them had the lack of knowledge. So how can we solve this issue? To create an interactive map to research the abandoned spaces of the city. The map where we'll filter according to the type of the building. When you click on the building, you can get to know the info not only about the building itself, but about the land lot, to research the historical chronicle with all the historical events, and the semantic map, which is the visualization of all of the open registers, the court files and the administrative verdicts, the acts of the properties transition and the chronology, the photos, the pictures and the activists' contacts. Okay, but how can Uncle Valera use the map of renovations in practice? First of all, he needs to research the building at the map. Then he can be involved as the activist of the building, initiate the status, the guarding status of the building, or even to become a civil inspector. But if this Uncle Valera is trying to find the place for his business, then hundreds of the abandoned buildings are waiting for them, and the map of renovation will give the investment expertise. Anti-corruption is transparency in the activities of the owners and the civil control. Innovation is the relevance of the data, aggregation of the data, cooperation of the activists, the creation of the 3D models of the building, the automatic finding of the abandoned places and deserted places, and the semantic map. The open data we're using, the registers of the court decisions, the state registers and the cultural legacy register, and also the register of fires. Business model is the inverse expertise for the business, which is the aggregation of all the open data, API for the researchers, laser scanning for the architects who will interact with the renovations, and the tourist guide for the people and society. The perspective of the development. During the challenge, we validated the hypothesis, they created the community, we've organized the collection of the data and created the MVP for 0 hryvnia. And then we're planning to involve investments to develop the site, to launch the site, to conduct the invest expertise, and to develop the judicial expertise of the abandoned buildings to protect them, because the legislative changes are compulsory. Scaling for other parts of the city and other cities, and initiating of the renovations. 3 founders, the urbanist is me, data punk is Sergei, and Lisa is an architect. 30 enthusiasts and volunteers. Among them you can see the lawyers, the architects, and even the assistants of MPs. 1,500 members of the community who are daily dreaming to have life coming back to these buildings. Thank you. Thank you, Daria. And now all of the entrepreneurs whose name is Valera breathed out and ran to take a cue to use your website. We have only 2 teams left, but they are from the most interesting category, pure anti-corruption activities. And now I invite to the stage Yuri Khmalenko, who will present the first pure anti-corruption project, You Should Know Your State Official. He will come in a second. He is just calculating all the state officials, and he will show all of them at the presentation. That's it. He calculated all of them, so please let's support him.
Hi everyone, my name is Yura and I represent the Zaparcanum team. This is a web service on evaluation and investigation on the public officials based on their declarations. There's a lot of open data according to the public officers already, and there is a big demand from civil society to fight corruption among the public officials and public officers, but not a single services that really helps you to find and check the public official in a couple of clicks. Their income, their profits, their links and their real estate. Of course, in Ukraine, we have some of the projects that partly solve this problem. We have their experiences, and we would like to introduce some of the innovations. The main basis of our sector is an algorithm that connects all of the database based on the name of the public officer. So we operate by the people, not the declaration that are being presented. Our service creates the informative dashboards with main analytics based on every public officer. We also have this links and connections cloud between the public officials, their relatives and companies connected. Moreover, we have the opportunity to search the connection between the people you previously selected. Every state official is being checked, whether being checked according to the 90 dangerous checklists that have been created according to the recommendation of the anti-corruption agencies. And after that, all of the risks rules, we are creating the risk rates of the public officers that you can group according to different segments, geography, position they take, and all of the others. So what do we use? The electronic declaration, first of all, but we also created the register of corruptioners, then the beneficiarity results, and the public expenditures portal. We believe that our audience is going to be the civil activists, investigator, journalists, all the people who would like to participate in that, who are interested in that. We will give free of charge access, and we will engage some granting money for that. Then there's going to be the other financial part. There's going to be financial institutions or IT companies that will have the prepaid subscription with the API functions. We are now going to the action plan. We have already had an MVP when we got to the incubation. During the incubation, we've had the links package developed. We've rewritten the interfaces. We have been the winners of the Noble Hack interface, and now we have been in an open data forum. Now we would like to scale and modernize our product abroad. We do believe that we will work on the implementation of the new functions. We have a successful experience of implementing the projects, the similar projects in informational sphere. We have a full development team, front, back, data science, marketing. So we would like to invite you to take a look behind the fence. We would like to make our public officers more transparent, and we believe that with help of our program, our governance is going to be closer than it used to be before. Thank you very much, Yura. And actually, as Pasha has already told you, and Pasha has already presented, we are about to experience the pure anti-corruption project. And from one side, you're going to be very easy to comprehend the following information. On the other hand, it's going to be very hard because the projects are quite alike, but in the same time, very different. It's not that they have a different titles, and it's not like they are fighting and targeting different problems. They have different focuses and different baselines, and I cannot no longer postpone you from that. So right now I would like to invite the final for today project and final project in this cycle, the Open Authority, the Open Government project. So it has importance in the title. So you're about to learn all the details from Dmytro Yastremsky, the founder of the project. Please welcome. Good day. Our project has participated in Open Data Challenge with an MVP product that has been mostly focused on monitoring the public officials and public politicians in order to improve the awareness during the voting processes for the citizens. But after the months of working with our project, we've decided to make a U-turn, and we've decided to focus on a very important problem. We decided that what kind of innovation solutions we can produce in this sphere if we will use the open data so that it will have the maximum impact on fighting corruption. And as far as in this sphere, we already have some people who are working in this direction. We've asked the journalists and investigative journalists to understand what are the everyday realities and what problem they're facing, whether we can help them. So we identify three main problems. First of all, the open data. They're open, but they're unfull. There are some of the misleadings in that. The second moment, the tools that are currently being used for analytical processes, they are basically the finalization and the infographics of the data sets and databases, but we cannot understand where the connections are important right now. So you're actually looking for a needle in hay. So these tools are also very limited because they only give you the opportunity to take a look at the data, but they cannot give you the opportunity to manage and work work with data. So we've created this interactive dashboard, interactive board that is basically that all the information you fulfill, it can be saved. Here it gives you the opportunity to use the open data, it gives you opportunity to fulfill your own data sets that will be connected to your previous data sets, and it gives you an opportunity to get the new nodes and new links that haven't been there before. The main benefits, first of all, it works really fast. Updating it in real time, that there's opportunity to trace all of the changes according to every node, and what is the most important, to identify the strength of connections while using two technologies. First of all, in our graph base, we already have the algorithm that has been created by the Cambridge University, and also we created our own scoring model that uses the data sets that has been identified in the competition. Having a month after, we were ready to identify more than 220,000 anomalies or corruption-based activities just in a month. So the next 3 months, we're about to be working on creating the final project and the final version. We will process the data, and then we will click on the main solutions for businesses. We have 2 potential clients, a big bank and legal office. We need around $15,000 for 3 months to finalize our MVP, and we have a very strong team that has been created during the Open Data Challenge, and those are the experts in developing the new radicals, new neural networks, and also working with database. We have an MVP. You can make a photo, you can check it in your mobile phones. We have an anti-corruption case, and there is a project while you can work in and you can connect this data. And separately, the anticorrupt.in.ua, a site where you can also check it out. Thank you. Thank you very much. That was the final project of the Open Data Challenge 2019 has been presented. So let us support everyone with a round of applause.